Alrighty guys, welcome on back to some more Proud Nordics. Last episode, we finished all the introductory side quests here in the Flumen Strait, including defeating a ghost ship and saving the final people from Karnak. Yeah, our crew is officially built and we have everything available to us. And so, with all of that finished, it is time to head into the Flumen Strait proper and continue on with the main story. But before that, if you guys do like this video and this series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It'll really help me out, and it'll help make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. We still haven't technically got the intro to Chapter 7 yet, so hopefully we get it as we approach up here. We're just going to head in here. I don't think we immediately get thrown into our next island, but our next island is just up ahead.
Fortress. No two ways about it. Double damn. Their cannons can reach us all the way over here.
Well, let's get out of the range.
Be sure to mind those tidal currents. Get caught in those, and we're as good as sitting ducks. Hostile vessel approaching. It's better than any I've seen before. Winded. Collective fire on the ironclad! Search for a window of escape. I'll use my mana to shift our course double quick.
That looked not good. And so Chapter 7, the Battle of Flumen Strait, has begun. And we end up at Deviger Coast. And that's the extent of the Saunders' damages. It's a good thing we came across this place to hide out at. Our prospects would have been grim had that flotilla from the fortress given chase. Almost ironic how the Flumen Strait's tricky currents wound up saving us in the end. Still, having both that fortress and a giant battleship is hardly fair. Hey, gotta hand it to them. They came prepared. This is a war we're talking about. Sportsmanship won't win you any prizes. Huh, what do you know? At any rate, lollying around here runs us the risk of getting caught. Cruz, Easer, you keep working on patching up the ship. Got it. As you wish. Our enemies aren't messing around here, if that stronghold is anything to go by. We're probably in for a tougher time than we were at the fort you're holed up in. Agreed. That's why I sent a message about it to Grimson. I can't see him sitting on his hands this time around. In that case, the rest of us should do whatever we can in the meantime. Collecting food and water, doing the laundry. Combat may not be my forte, but situations like these are where I can really shine. Thanks, Mirabelle. That's pretty big of you. Oh, not at all. Leaning on each other is part of the Norman way, isn't it? I, for one, think that's a lovely philosophy. Do whatever we can, huh? Want to scope out the fortress? I would if we had a boat that wasn't full of more holes than a fishnet. Wait, on second thought... Come with me, shield brother. Thought so. I sent Hugel out to confirm this. But it turns out this area is actually on the same bit of island as the fortress. No paths go anywhere near it, though, so we're in for a bit of a hike. Let's get to it, then. Glad you're on board. Now that everyone's on dry land, we gotta keep a lookout around our camp, no? Might as well do some scouting on top of that. So here we are. Pretty big island, but honestly not a lot to find here. 9 chests, 7 crystals, and 7 buried treasure. There's a mana point for Karja. We do have some fish here, but there shouldn't be any new fish that we can find.
Let's give it a shot.
Oh, no, I'm a liar. We have... I guess we technically didn't get all the fish on previous islands just because we didn't have enough bait for it. So we will check. Ooh, this is a big one for just using regular fishing bait. Holy. Are we catching a legendary fish here? Come on. And there we go. This is definitely a new fish. Yep.
You don't catch these every
That is a grand lobster. Anything else here? No, there is not. Okay. Well, with that, you can go ahead and use all your different people here. I still think it's so cool. Like, they didn't have to code all this. Like, where's somebody that's completely optional? I'm not actually 100% certain Mandy is. I think he is. But, like, Cuthbert, completely optional. Where's the guy we just rescued? Commander Gulliver and Dawson here. Dawson's not optional. But Commander Gulliver, completely optional. We just happened to do it before this. These are the Pickards that we've saved up to this point. Like, why is the Silver Pickard and the Speedy Pickard and the Scaredy Pickard and the Sociable Pickard, why are they all just here? I just think it's such a good feature that, like, games don't always do that. In fact, most games don't do that. We are going to come over here, quickly make another healing potion. The Rage Potion will restore 10% HP and sets my Revenge gauge to max. Honestly, pretty solid.
Please take care.
But yeah, I just think that's so interesting that you can do all this. And it's not, I'm assuming, I'm not a coder. I would assume it probably isn't that difficult to do something like this.
Let's not go this way.
It's just like, I can't get over how interesting it is. Like, you could only have like 10 people here if you didn't save all of our optional people up to this point. So, and like, how would the interactions change? You know, like we saw the commander there was talking to Rafe's dad. Rafe's dad is not optional, but like, would Rafe's dad just be sitting there alone if we didn't have Commander Gulliver yet? The answer is yes, because Commander Gulliver wouldn't be there. But like, would a different NPC be talking to him instead? Would Rafe be over there, maybe? It's just so cool. Either way, back here, we can go ahead and grab this chest for some basic reagents. We have a new type of mushroom enemy here. I think that's a new type at least. Go ahead and defeat him. And then we have a buried treasure over here we can grab.
Didn't expect this here.
With some blue lumps. Next, we're just going to go ahead and grapple across here. And where is that? Oh. Okay, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to hit that. I don't think that's the way you're supposed to do it. I think you just use literally any projectile while locked onto it, and it would have worked. But it worked for me. We'll avoid the enemies here. 58. Okay, we are officially back to the point where we are on level for this zone, which is fine. I want to hit level 60 anyway so we can get our final little monoseed area unlocked, our final line. Head over here. This is going to be a dead end for us, but we can burn this away. And then grab this buried chest for some basic craft stock. And then deeper in. Still want to break as many of these as possible, even though we have so much healing items at this point. Grab some fishing bait gold. That is one of the couple of dead ends we'll find here. Get out of here, wolf. Ooh, okay, I didn't know if we'd be able to get the kill there because it was at a different elevation than we were. Is one of those lakes I can launch enemies into and they'll die? I don't think so. I think this is one of the ones we can walk on. So let's go ahead. Come over to this side.
I bet we can catch something here.
Yeah, we're going to try. See if there's any new fish here for us. There is, but it is fishing bait EX. So we are going to make sure to save before we do that.
Okay.
Since I think this is the only one we cannot currently buy at the stores.
Show me what you got.
I could be wrong. It might be back at the fishing village. Yep, this is definitely a new fish. This is a kind of tough one.
Looking good.
Get our support gauge, max it out, and that is definitely new. That's a flounder. That's a gold boar sass. And no more fish for us here. All right, heading back over here. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I'm so used to, at this point, using Adol skills that the couple of times I want to use a team skill, I click the right bumper. And in fact, in the other... Oh, we're slowed. We're heavy. In the other Yeast games, there aren't duo skills. So, like, right trigger isn't your skills. You have to use right bumper for your skills. That's the only way to use it, so... Since I've been playing the other ones, or at least one other one that... Only one other one, which is the one I'm playing right now, has also had skills. But that one is holding right bumper is the only way to use any sort of skills. So, destroy this enemy. We got another buried treasure right over here. With 3 golden potatoes. And then the other treasure chest here. Gonna be a good one for us. Go ahead, burn these. I want to actually try my skill, but that's a breath water too. So another bottle for us. Revives us and restores 50% to everybody. Next time I find vines, I want to see if my fire skill can actually burn through the vines. Since I haven't actually tested that yet. Doesn't really matter. And in fact, it's actually worse to use the skill because it's free to use the that attack.
Found something.
Right, there's a Sin Star Plus, and then can I fish from here? Yes, and there is another new fish here with fishing bait large. Let's give it a shot. I actually wasn't expecting to find any new fish here, because I think, at least in the base game... Ooh, this is a big one. In the base game, all the fish you can find here are fish you've already been able to find elsewhere. You just have another chance here to catch them. Build that support gauge up. I love the whole ZLZR one because it fills the support gauge up so much. And there we go. That is definitely a new fish. That is a rainbow carp, but that is a Kaleido Corp. And no more new fish here. Come here, you. I don't want to get heavied again. Next up, we're going to go around this corner. And all the way at the end here is a chest for us with an axe soul. And finally, we're just going to follow this path up north. I actually don't think there are any more chests for us to get for the time being. I think we have to come back to this island later. But we'll go ahead and just follow the objective marker. Break this plant. Get out of here, wolf. I'm just going to activate my skill as soon as you run up on me and get the iframes. I just need to use... I guess I had revenge meter filled up there. I was wondering why that did so much damage. Alright, defeat those enemies, and that's everything for now. So let's go ahead and proceed forward. And this is Grugel Fortress, the fortress we saw, but unfortunately, all we can do is walk forward. There's the fortress. Well, if we could only get a better vantage point on it. Let's close in a little further. I believe we can try going forward, but it won't actually let us go any further than that. And this is technically... It's weird. This is a new area. This has its own zone. But as you can see, we've actually explored everywhere there is to explore here on Deviger Coast. And then this is Grugel Fortress. So we will be able to come back and get both of these. But unfortunately, as we get closer here, we'll actually be kicked out back to our ship here soon. Har's beard. This place is even more heavily fortified than we thought from this angle. Adol, the brand. It's reacting. Those 3 generals must be somewhere inside. The west side looks to be a naval port. Huh? There they are. All of them in one spot. Yeah, that's odd.
In the seas beyond the Lana floodgates. Yes, there in the Flumen Strait lies the perfect stage for this saga's next thrilling act. I shall await you, and the sun draws there.
So, by stage, she meant this fortress. It must be their main base of operations. I'd stake my axe on it. Never in all my expeditions have I seen a fortress of this scale. There's no way the Sandras could storm it all on our own. What if we snuck in? I considered it, but that'd be foolhardy with just the 2 of us. Either way, all this new information will help us work out a better strategy. Let's fall back to the encampment for now. You got it, Karja, but first we can go ahead and grab this buried treasure.
Didn't expect this here.
For some fishing bait. And grab this chest. For some basic craft stock. And that's it. Nothing else we can do here. We will be able to explore all of this later. So for now, can I... I can't fast travel? Okay, well. I'll just run down here. I might be able to fast travel once we're back in the coast proper here. Yeah, okay. Now I can fast travel. I wonder if it's because the fortress wasn't a fast travel point.
Miss Karja! Easer? It's not like you to be so worked up.
Hugel just returned from delivering that message you gave him. He brought back a direct order from the Balta Sea Force.
Direct order?
Well, Princess? Is it anything important?
Yeah. Seems the enemy's main forces have left the Karnak area and withdrawn to the Marine Triangle.
For real? Right on! That's music to my ears!
Might want to get your head checked then.
What do you mean?
Our foes can move freely through the Marine Triangle under the White Shade's cover. Long story short, all those ships that pulled out probably came our way. Most likely to join up with their buddies at that sea fortress.
You're one smart cookie, Rafe.
Don't play dumb, Adol. I'm sure you realized it too.
If you're right, then attacking that fortress is turning into a taller order by the minute.
Aye. But there's a silver lining here. Now the Sea Force won't have to spend all its manpower keeping guard around Balta Island.
Oh, does that mean what I think?
Yep. Grimson's ordered the bulk of the Sea Force to assemble at the mouth of the Flumen Strait. He wants to use this opportunity to crush that fortress and the Undying Fleet in one blow.
Damn. That'd be badass.
Bring the battle to them, huh? Not bad.
Once the Balta Sea Force reconvenes, a war council's gonna be held at sea. And they want me to report in and take part in their mission briefing. Which means we need to get the Sandras fixed and back by the floodgates in 3 days' time. I know that's a lot to ask, though.
It's a tight deadline for sure. We'll just have to fast-track the repairs and pull some all-nighters to make it. Let's get to work right away then. All the necessary materials are already on hand.
Dogi, would you mind helping us load up the supplies we collected?
Say no more. I'm on it.
We'll help too, Mira.
Ogren. How's about you and me patrol the perimeter? Adol and Karja could use the breather.
I'll check in with my dad and see if there's anything we still need.
Looks like they've got it all handled.
Aye. Maybe this sounds odd coming from me, but everyone's got so much more life in them now compared to back in Karnak.
Repairs on the Sandras continued at a fever pitch. Under the guidance of Cruz and Easer, the work continued well through the night. Finally, 3 days later,
Miss Karja, all hands are at their posts. Final inspections complete. Parts repaired are fully intact.
Good. We just might make it in time. Dogi! Weigh anchor!
On it!
Attention crew! The Sandras is setting off on a return trip to the Lana floodgates! That fortress won't make it easy, though. Be on the lookout for pursuers and incoming fire!
and before we go anywhere else, let's go ahead and look at standout lookouts.
Alright, this time we're getting through without a scratch!
We worked too long and hard repairing this ship to let them ding it up again. Hoogle, keep watch over the area. And lookouts, do what you do best.
Leave it to me!
Sasha's a lookout.
Raring to go. Those assigned to night watch should get some rest, though. I can help with lookout duty for the time being.
Much appreciated, Mirabelle. Now, let's stay alert and proceed toward the fortress.
And so we're just going to make our way back over to the Lana floodgates. Nothing else for us to do for the time being. If you look on the map, this is actually the southern area, so we came down here, got like thrown onto, I think, like this part right here. Now we're just gonna make our way back around, so let's boost through here. This is the first area that hasn't had any gold wind markers. I guess there's not really anywhere to add wind here, and if you got into a fight in this tiny little strait, it'd be really difficult for, oh, be really bad for the enemy. You'd probably be fine. The Sandras is so strong. I'm gonna grab that. I want to quickly turn around and grab this one. See that sick drift we did there? And then let's just proceed back to the main objective. There's going to be a couple enemies on the way. Honestly, they probably aren't even worth fighting. Let's just... Yep, down that one.
Here's a nice find.
Just because there's not really a reason not to if they're just in the way. And here we are.
Adol, look over there.
Ahoy! Is that my sister?
Philia. She must have come this way now that the White Shade doesn't need monitoring.
I'm here to take you to the Jarl. Follow us, Adol.
You want to get back on board? Your parents were worried about you. I wanted to talk to you. Aboard the Norgist flagship of the Balta Sea Force.
Oh, princess!
We heard your ship was reduced to wood chips. Yep, here you are. No worse for wear.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, huh? And you're not looking too shabby yourself, Adol.
What's gotten into everyone?
We know that you and the Sandras' crew were able to topple Yurth's fort. It was quite a remarkable feat in the eyes of our people.
Gunnar. Feels like it's been forever.
Well, the Sea Force was pinned down pretty bad back at Balta Island. Everyone's real ticked off about it, so you can bet they're ready to throw down.
Sure, but the Flumen Strait's gonna be twice the battlefield Ralphus Island was.
Due to the enemy stronghold in your report, you mean? Consider this, Princess. What better chance for the Balta Sea Force to shine than against a sea fortress? It is to that end that we have summoned you here today.
Do you have a battle plan in mind?
We do indeed. It will be laid out for you momentarily. Suffice it to say, the information we received from your reconnaissance proved invaluable.
Hoy there, brothers and sisters. Looks like we got a full turnout.
It goes without saying that us Normans have a gift for raiding and invading. But the thing is, we're none too fond of getting invaded. Once that happens, know thy enemy is just a suggestion. I've kept you waiting long enough. The time has come, right here and now, for the Balta Sea Force to strike back.
You mean...
No need to hold back any longer. Go as hog wild as you damn well please. I want those Griegers sent to a watery grave, with their noses smashed through their skeeter-eating skulls! Till now, the enemy's little trio of generals have acted separately, making them a chore to keep tabs on. But now, we know they've all rallied together at the Flumen Strait Sea Fortress. That's our cue to muster up every last ship we got and blast them to hell and back. Now we're talking!
A refreshing change of course, to be sure. But how exactly do you plan to execute it?
Was just about to get to that. Karja, Adol, step forward. Like I said before, we've got to be efficient about how we leverage our mana-wielders in battle. Me, Adol and Karja will focus on taking out the enemy's big-ticket threats. That'd be the Trident and the Ironclad, meaning we'll have to split off from the rest of the Sea Force.
Huh?
Sounds like kind of a gamble.
Command over my flotilla will be passed to the head of the second, Gunnar. Meanwhile, we mana-wielders will forge ahead and make landfall on the Falaise Peninsula. From there, we'll proceed on foot till we reach the Sea Fortress. Using the same route Karja and Adol took a few days back, no less.
At the same time, the Balta Sea Force will form up in the water just outside of their artillery range.
The armored warship and fortress fleet will probably start sortying out in response. While they're scrambling, we mana-wielders sneak into the fortress itself.
And what do we do once we're in there?
Split our motley group in two. The both of you will blitz down the central bailey, where we expect their command post to be. That'll shake up their chain of command like nobody's business.
And what about you?
Me, I'll be gutting their stronghold from the inside out on my way to that ironclad you talked up. If the Trident tries to stop me, I'll rip all three of them a new one. I know you got your own axes to grind with them, but going easy ain't in my vocabulary. Any complaints?
None.
Once you've begun sowing disarray within their stronghold, the Balta Sea Force will advance. What began as a feint will then shift to an all-out offensive on the fortress and their ships. That, in brief, is our plan of attack.
Each individual flotilla will be reviewing it in further detail after this. I'll now be listing out formations. Flotilla leaders, gather round.
Well, you heard the gist of things. We're comrades in arms for the time being. My life in your hands, and yours in mine. So let's keep this civil, eh, Adol?
I can hardly wait already.
I'm itching to team up with the great hero of Asteria myself. Won't be long now before the flotillas are done with their briefings. There's a chance you might not see the crew of the Sandras again. Best get anything that needs doing out of the way while you still can.
Thanks for the heads up.
You got nerves of steel for a kid, as per usual. We'll set out as soon as you two finish girding your loins. Just give me the word once you're all ready to go.
We'll see him again. We're only on chapter 7. Hugo brings us a new message. And what we can do is talk to this Norman soldier here. Oh boy, even the non-Normans among us are pretty fired up. By the way, Princess, we noticed something on the way over. There was this real pesky Grieger deep in one of the Orlan Islands. All of us just flat out ignored it, but I thought I'd let you know. Right. Noted. We'll keep an eye out. There's still time before the mission, so it might be good to take care of this if we can. Which, of course, we will be doing, but for the time being, let's go ahead and hop back aboard the Sandras. Because we get a crew conversation we can listen to, but more importantly, there are a couple different things we can do now.
So this is the bulk of the Balta Sea Force, huh? Makes for an awe-inspiring sight.
Yeah, if they weren't on our side, I'd be shaking in my boots.
This is the first time I've ever seen this many ships in one place outside of an expedition. But don't stress. We can rely on them as if they were our own brothers and sisters.
Hey, nobody I'd want on my side more in a situation like this.
So, with that, let's see the new letter we got. Letter from Holger. How are you, Adol Princess? How are you and Adol, Princess? Looks like the decisive battle against those Grieger is finally here. Things are getting hectic on Balta Island, too. I've been preparing myself for this day. Just stocked my shop with some top-of-the-line weapons, in fact. Feel free to drop in and have a look. We're counting on you to pull through this fight. We will be heading back to Balta Island here in a second, but for now, let's go ahead and head to the deck. And we're going to start by talking to some of our companions here. Let's go ahead and talk to Dogi first. What's wrong, Dogi?
Oh, hey, you two. Good timing. There's something I wanted you to hear. Could you lend me your ears for a sec? Breeze sure feels nice out here. It was blowing just like this the day we first came here to Obelia Gulf.
So, what did you want to talk about?
What would you say if I told you that I was going to join the Balta Sea Force?
Well, we know you don't, Dogi. What? Where's this coming from all of a sudden?
The night before we left Balta Island, someone in the Sea Force invited me to enlist. Said a big fella and a former thief like me would be a perfect fit. He was pretty deep in his cups at the time, though, so I figured he was just joking around. Seems he caught wind about my performance on the Sandras from Philia, though. And recently, I got an earnest and completely sober invitation.
That's so. Thinking it over, you're definitely cut out for the pirate life. Your ability, your attitude, and your work on board the ship are just as good as any Norman's. But above all is the honorable way you treat your comrades. Being reliable without any give or take in the equation is the most important quality a crewmate can have.
Kinda soft soaping it there, I'd say. But to be honest, I'm thinking I might just take him up on the offer. I set out with some half-assed idea about challenging myself to become a bigger man, whatever that means. All I am now is a has-been thief who can't even decide how he wants to move forward. Despite that, though, there are people in this Gulf who can make me feel needed.
Well, it's not uncommon for outsiders to become Normans themselves, Philia, for example. I've seen what you can do firsthand, so I wouldn't be opposed to you joining up. The only thing is...
Right. Yeah, it'd mean tossing away my invite to go to Celceta.
Which is the game right after this.
That's why I wanted to ask what you thought, Adol. If I chose to stay with the Normans, would you support me on that?
If that's what you want, then you should do it.
If that's what you want, then you should do it.
That's voiced, and I didn't turn it up. But I'd still like to travel with you more.
But I'd still like to travel with you more.
I see. Thanks, Adol. My mind's made up now. I'm going with you till Celceta and whatever adventures lie beyond.
You mean the other, 7 games after this? Wait, huh? How'd you end up landing there? It's a complete 180 from everything you were leading up to.
Sorry about that. It is true that I was conflicted, though. The offer to join the Sea Force was a tempting one. Almost too good for the likes of me. At the same time, our voyage so far has been the most fun I've had in my entire life. The feeling I got from this first adventure with Adol is one I don't think I can ever get enough of. So I'd like to stick with this guy here and keep on seeing more sights I've never seen before. What you said just now gave me the final push I needed to realize this. In other words, whether you like it or not, you're stuck with me from here on out. That's just how much these adventures of yours have got me hooked.
I'm happy to have you, Dogi.
Yep.
Yeah, right back at you.
I swear, whatever these two are going on about is beyond me. Still, I can't help feeling jealous, but only a little. I guess that's like the start of their best friendship.
As long as we're together, there's no adventure we can't ride out. Looking forward to it, Adol.
Yeah, because anytime before, like any game before this took place after the events of this game. So this is the beginning of their friendship. Let's go ahead and talk to Easer next. We have a couple character notes we're going to be grabbing on this ship before we start these side quests. There's still no telling what the situation holds for us, but... Adol, Miss Karja, pardon me, but may I have a moment of your time? Here we are, back at Deviger Coast. We ran into this place by chance, but it's actually pretty cozy, huh? Yes, there's been a beautiful spring here. I really quite like it. We could have an amazing nap here. That does sound pleasant, but... Adol, do you recall when you gave me that crest that was made in Bretagne? A number of my old memories have been resurfacing since then. I suddenly realized that all this time, I still haven't given you my decision, Miss Karja. I did get the sense you've been lost in thought recently. But what's this about a decision? Adol, I'd like you to hear this as well. Do you recall when we first met, Miss Karja?
Yeah.
Of course. No way I'd forget that. It was my first expedition, not to mention the year when Bretagne came under a massive invasion. Normans from all over ravaged the region and feasted upon it. On their way there, one group sacked an area that fell under the Balta Sea Force's protection. So in order to get payback, we set out for Bretagne after them. But when we got there, it was Nifl on Earth. All I remember of it are those twisted black-headed brutes. They plundered the town, laid it to ruin, and burnt whatever remained to the ground. My father, the lord of the region, was killed, with my mother and older sister taking their own lives soon after. I, however, was captured, leaving me powerless to even follow in the footsteps of the rest of my family. Then, all of a sudden, Miss Karja came to my rescue, shattering me out of the depths of despair. Kill you already. Don't make me laugh, Pipsqueak. I'm taking you as my first spoil of war. Until you decide how you're living for yourself, you're living for me. Got that? Oh yeah, I guess that did happen. That was my first campaign, but damn if I wasn't trying to act like a big shot. So that's how it all started. Back then, Easer was on the verge of breaking completely. But we brought him back to Balta Island and he slowly learned his way around the job. Next thing I knew, he'd become the most reliable person around. It's been 7 years since then. And in order to repay my debt to you, I'd like to give the response I couldn't all that time ago. Easer? Miss Karja, you told me to live for you until I decided how I wanted to live for myself. And believe that I've gotten strong enough to finally make that choice. With that, I shall no longer be following behind you, Karja Balta. Huh? Wait, what? Hold on a minute. How are we supposed to get by without you? The cooking, the laundry, the cleaning? Don't get me started on the finances. Miss Karja, sounds like you need him for everything. Hey, what are you smirking about? I can feel it through the cuffs, you know. Don't you try to hide it. What I mean to say is that I will no longer follow behind you as the person you took in order to do so. Neither will I wait upon you because of my station, nor even because you are Jarl Grimson's daughter. Rather, I will serve at your side, Miss Karja, for no other reason than that I desire to. Easer? Would it have killed you to tell me that to me straight? My heart almost dropped into my gut there. Damn bilge for brains. I'm gonna lean on you till the day I croak, so you better be ready. Yes, I shall always be there for you, Miss Karja. And our affinity with Easer is now at max.
Feel as though I've finally managed to face Miss Karja as an equal. Thank you, Adol. Truly.
Why are you thanking me? You're the one who talked to Karja. Now, the real reason we're here, other than that over there, which we'll get to in a second, we want to head inside And we want to go below deck. I don't think... No, he won't be in here. And we are looking for Lux. I believe he should just be back here. Yes, we want to talk to him twice. Okay, Sasha, listen closely. There's going to be a big battle soon. As for what that means for us, I'll help by carrying the cannonballs over. And then after that, I'll go and keep watch with Rosa. It'll be very dangerous, so we need you to evacuate to... Sasha, are you even listening to me? And then we'll talk to him one more time. Well, this is a problem. Sasha won't listen to a single word I say. If you're gonna seek shelter, better do it fast. For what it's worth, having you two here is a big help. And what that will do is if we go to our people, that should be a new character for Lux. That is his, that first one, Overprotective. This is missable, so if you don't see it now, if you progress any further in the story, it will be gone forever. Now, past that, I don't actually think there's anything here in Carpent trading. We have these two things, the sedative formula and the relaxant formula. But I don't... Oh, no, there are new weapons. I should have just waited. We'll grab it. I shouldn't have upgraded my previous ones. Then we have the reflex armor. We'll go ahead and give to everybody. Reflex armor is in every single game. Is this... Yeah, affinity with Romus has increased. Reflex armor is like some of the best armor in pretty much all the East games up to this point.
May not look it.
And then let's go ahead and see if we can advance our... Okay, Everlasting Leather, that's fine.
All done.
Oh, we only get a +1 upgrade. No, never mind, here they are. Okay, let's do it again.
All done.
And again, maxing that one out. And then we can just max out the Punisher. Perfect. There we go, very easy. Then we'll dismantle our Shade Cutter, our Dark Hatchet, and the Black Claw armor twice. There we go.
Don't let all this...
Now, with all of that done, we're going to go ahead. We still have to talk to Ashley here. There is a side quest. But before we forget, let's head over to... Where is Balta Island? Is it? Yeah, right here. We'll go ahead and go to the harbor.
All right, let's go.
And we want to go to the general store. We do have this event with Einar we can view as well, just while we're here. Before I forget, Princess, I have a business negotiation coming up soon. I spoke with Helgi and received permission to use your family's lodge for the occasion. Oh yeah? That's fine by me. But a business meeting, huh? Kinda curious to see the best merchant on Balta Island in action. Oh, in that case, would you like to sit in on the proceedings? I'm interested too. Wonderful. Shall the three of us head to the meeting together then? Thank you very much for coming all this way today, Mr. Pilar. My oh my, never did I anticipate that I'd get to conduct business on Balta Island. You're a man in high demand, Mr. Einar. Receiving this opportunity is an absolute honor. You're exaggerating, I'm sure. No need to be so modest, Mr. Einar. After all, you're a member of the Balta Sea Force, are you not? Yes, I believe there to be numerous roles that can only be fulfilled by one in my position. Oh, I'm quite aware. Now then, shall we get down to the nitty-gritty? Einar and company entered the Balta Lodge and began the negotiations. Mr. Pilar wished to discuss the Spanish gold work that Einar dealt in. His goal was to enter into an exclusive supply contract with Einar. Normally, trade with Hispani, an enemy country, is strictly prohibited. But the Balta Sea Force, whose de facto control over Obelia Gulf is tactically accepted by the Roman Empire, is the one exception. An exclusive contract would require a great deal of capital. Forgive me for saying this, but I find it hard to believe your business would be able to cover the amount. No need to fret. You see, we've recently gained the patronage of a prosperous investor, and our projections indicate the demand for exquisitely crafted gold work will boom. As our go-between, you'll stand to make just as much of a killing as us. We need only keep it a secret from the Roman Empire. So, do we have a deal? Is this really a deal you can accept? Worry not, this is no cause for concern. I believe that a merchant's job is to enrich people's lives via trade. To that end, I am willing to go beyond the Roman Empire's back to any and all extents. Oh, then you mean... Indeed. It is for this very reason that I decline your request. What? But why? My ears are very sharp, you see. and they've caught on to a certain rumor. Recently, a petty Roman official has been hatching schemes to line his own pockets by exploiting others. I'm speaking of the very same prosperous investor who told you to come to me. Isn't that right? Who told you that? I would never! Do you need a rag, Mr. Pilar? You're sweating as though you've been caught in a lie. I will not do business to benefit those in power, no matter what land they hail from. The Balta Sea Force maintains order by never bowing down nor letting itself be bound. So unless you wish to be disposed of for disrupting the order of Obelia Gulf, perhaps it would be in your best interest to make a peaceful exit. Forgive me! Princess Adol, I'm sorry you had to see that. Should have mentioned that these negotiations could turn out this way. No, I learned a lot. That pleases me to hear. I think I understand now why everyone on the Sea Force respects your path in life, Einar. The battles you wage as a merchant prove that swinging a weapon around isn't the only way to fight.
Very good.
You honor me by saying so. My work as a merchant is not in the interest of profit. Rather, it's for the joy of entering different peoples and the commodities they trade, of contributing to their livelihoods. With that aim, I will continue to fight whatever enemies stand before me, be they governments, conspirators, or otherwise. And our affinity with Einar is now at max.
It pleases me that you two are interested in merchant work. Though its battles are of a different sort, we will brave them together.
His voice actor sounds familiar. But I looked up all the voice actors when we started playing, and I didn't recognize anybody else. So maybe I just didn't look at Einar since he was so far down. I didn't think it would matter. But since we're here, the main reason for coming here, you can come over to this guy, but I don't think he sells anything new. I don't even know. No, he sells the same weapons that you can buy on the ship.
Looking for some.
Yeah, and then he can enhance weapons. But what we're looking for is right over here. For some reason, I think these are only able to be bought here. I don't actually think they can be bought from, I forget her name, but the shop on the ship. Grab the Panacea formula. We can grab the Norman attire, since we didn't have that up till now. Blue Sea Escudian, a Saunders attachment. The Chibi Adol. The Chibi Karja A1, Chibi Karja B1, and I believe, other than... Ooh, you can actually get the EXP gain ones from here now. Interesting. But other than these, not really anything else for us to find here at... isn't this Einar's store? I think it is. Before we leave, let me just check, make sure this store doesn't also sell anything. It does not. So... with that done, let's go ahead and hop back on the boat real quick, because we do have 2 side quests I want to try to get done this episode. One of them's going to be very quick. But my level 60 yet? No, just shy. Let's go to equipment. Let's see our outfit we just got, the Norman attire. Oh, that's actually, honestly, I don't hate that. I am going to use my Black Swordsman just because, but that's not bad. But with that, let's go ahead. I feel like there was something else I was going to use. Oh, I forgot to use my Sea God's Incense. Let's use that. Good thing I checked. And now we are going to head over to a Pickard. So this one's fun. This Pickard is like... I think that's what that marker is. So let's go offshore. I want to say that blue marker is the Pickard that only appears right now. Let's see. Yes, it should be right over here on this log. Grab this. And then right here we have a new Pickard. Well, what do we have here? A castaway critter. What? And you're just gonna watch? We've got to help it. Yamu. Looks tougher than most. Yeah, it's definitely on the brawnier side. Seems like a rowdy sort. Maybe you wound up getting cast adrift during a battle. Well, just doing more sinking than drifting with all that bulk. Yes, well, in any case, it doesn't seem interested in fighting us, so let's take it in, shall we? And we get the Scrappy Pickard. We will turn that in here in a second, but first, Yep, we will make sure to give it to Sasha. We're going to go ahead and hop back over to the Orland Islands west side. And we should have new enemies right over here. So this is one of the... Oh, while I'm here, let me... I wanted to check this. Really? Okay, so it does... You have to use your skill. These are those enemy fights that we get like every chapter where it just tells us go fight a group of like stronger mini-boss. Not even mini-boss, just like stronger basic enemies. I mean, I guess these are kind of mini-bosses. Let's head over here. And here we are. Bunch of the... Oh, boy. There we go. Go ahead and try to break armor on these guys. Perfect. Try to break the armor on the crow. And these enemies will just keep coming till we end up beating them all. I don't know if this is going to be... These enemies are level 59. There's a chance we finally get... Finally get up to level 60 here. Our XP is very close. Move out of the way of that attack. Come on, Adol. Finish it off. There we go. And we hit level 60. And that's Call the Grieger Orland completed. Hugo delivers our reward of a blessed paper scrap. And our contribution value increases. Get out of here. I still don't think that's enough. It's exactly enough. Perfect, Adol. Get your final accessory slot. And let me see what I want to give him, because I actually don't know. I think the only one really worth anything is either plus 10% damage to Grieger or luck increased based on the number of mana actions used. So we'll just grab that. I don't really love it, but that gives him all the cloaks and then the fighter's helmet, which is honestly pretty solid. And while we're here, let's get our final... It's not the final line. I thought it was. We do have a new skill, though. Har's Judgment, high strength, low break. Wow. Are we actually replacing Cross Edge? I mean, it could be really bad. But it looks like we might be replacing it. Yeah, I thought we were done. Nope, looks like it goes down to 70 at minimum. There's Weighty Thrust for us. Let's just see if Weighty Thrust unlocks anything else. Nope. And then I'll probably worry about... Yeah, honestly, let's just worry about this next episode because we do have one more side quest I want to get done. So let's hop over to... I just want to see how it works. Oh, that's solid. It's a slow wind-up. That's pretty good. We're going to go ahead, just hop back over to a ship. Doesn't really matter. We're going to end up wanting to be at Flumen Bay, but for now, let's head to the... or Flumen Strait. For now, let's head into the ship. And... Oh, before we talk to Ashley... Because, yes, I do want to talk to Ashley, but the reason I held off on giving the Pickard was because I knew we were going to have to come down here anyways to hand the Pickard over. Now, I'll take care of you, little guy. This one is the Scrappy Pickard. It looks pretty strong. I think it's trying to tell us it's fought in lots of battles before. Oh yeah, here we go. We get our reward. 3 Everlasting Leathers, not bad. Since that is our next tier of loot. If we find any more, bring them back to you. Okay. Yeah, Sasha's just gonna say the same thing. Grab some basic ingredients and a golden potato. Nice. I think that increases the more Pickards you get. I don't think it's based off what Pickards they are, just like the amount you get gives you better items, I believe, out of that. And so let's go ahead and do our final quest before we have to storm another castle and talk to Ashley. Got a moment? I want to ask you guys for a favor. Why the sudden request? Something happened? Well, there was an injured seagull on the deck. Mirabelle said she could treat animals too, so I took her up on that. I'm just curious about how it's doing now. Could you guys go and check up on it for me? Nope. You're the one who asked for her for help. I know, but it's not like it's because I wanted to. What a pain. Quit your grumbling and come with us. Whatever, just give me a sec. Oh, hello. The injured seagull's all better now. Luckily for it, I think it should be able to fly in no time with a little rest. You were a good boy for bringing it here, Ashley. Enough with the kitty talk. It was an emergency, so what other choice was there? Reasons aside, I couldn't have been more thrilled. You've never asked me for any any kind of help before. So when it finally happened, You're totally faking. More importantly, the seagull can't fly yet, right? We can't just let it stay here until it's all better, so what now? Well, why don't we try and find its home? I'm sure the rest of the crew could be more than happy to help. Works for me. The more of us looking, the faster the search will go. Who said we had to drag half of Karnak into this? They still care about you whether you like it or not. So, where should we go? You've already got some idea, right? There are nesting grounds in the Flumen Strait, so it probably lives there. That settles it. We can have the others pitch in too, if it's all the same to you. And here we go, Nest of Kin. Let's get this search party started. No time to waste then. Let's call up the others and get them in on this.
All right.
Nest of Kin begun. We've done the Ashley quests before. We know exactly how this goes. Go ahead, hop over here, and our first destination is going to be just to the west of Gregorio's Curios. We just have to go to all the different green markers and look at everything with our spyglass to wrap up the quest. So, boost through here again just so we don't have to worry about this other current. And as we approach... According to Ashley, there should be a seagull nest around here. Oh, I found something that looks like that one. It's just nearby. I knew we could count on you, Rosa. Let's head right over. Wasn't I already there? There we go, spyglass. Bird nest spotted, but I don't know if it belongs to our seagull. It's definitely a seagull's, but I think it's still being built. There was a fish on the ground nearby when I found the injured seagull, so it's probably a parent that was on its way to feed its young. I see. You're so observant, Ashley. That means we need to look for a completed nest that has only one parent. Okay, let's keep up the search. Leave it to me. I'll let you know if I find another seagull nest. And so we get 2 more objective markers. We'll go ahead and grab this close one. Right up here. Seagull nest spotted, I think. No telling if any are the ones we're looking for, but I'm seeing them in 2 different places. Alright, well, that adds, I actually think, 2 more objective markers for us. We'll start by heading over here.
There seems to be something of note over that way.
Those do look like seagull nests, but they're kinda unkempt. They probably aren't being used anymore. You know what? I've never seen seagull nests before, but they're pretty loosely slapped together. Wouldn't their eggs just roll right out? I guess it depends on the nest, but I hear that does happen sometimes. Apparently, safety from predators is their main priority when choosing a location. Huh, that's pretty worrying. So, that is not our nest. Let's go ahead, hop back on the wind current to recharge our speed boost. Follow it over to here. Get as close as we can. And then use our spyglass. Oh, well, that's 2 seagulls. That seagull's keeping the eggs warm. Does that make it a mommy bird? Hard to say. Each parent takes turns warming the eggs. And they say it's hard to tell the difference between a male and female just by looking. Oh, is that so? Well, I think it's just lovely how they share the work. The bird nearby must be the other parent, so this probably isn't our nest. Let's go searching for another. So demanding, Ashley. Okay, let's go ahead and turn. Then we're just going to follow this route over here, as long as I don't get caught on the rocks. The rocks' hitboxes are huge in the Flumen Strait. I think it's just to try to keep you from getting stuck, but man. I think this will give us 2 more locations to check out. Is this a pirate's seagull? Oh, 3 locations, okay. I don't know if any belong to our seagull, but I've located some nests. The rocks make them hard to spot, but there are 3 different spots in total. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and start over here because this seems like it'd be the most likely spot. Over behind this island.
What's that?
Nope, that's too many seagulls. That seagull misses both parents in the area, so it's not the one we're after. Oh, how cute. They're snuggling up to each other. They're still smaller than their parents, but they should be ready to leave the nest soon. They must be siblings then. Huh? Siblings? Must be nice. You're an only child too, right? Yeah, and that's fine by me. Really? I only wish I had a little brother like you, Ashley. Huh? Well, what the heck are you saying? Stop being stupid and look for the next nest. Okay, Ashley. I actually thought that might have been it. We'll go ahead and head over here. And then the other one is tough. I actually think I might have to come from behind to get that one. Assuming it makes me go visit that one.
Oh, I think I see something.
This is the one I think there's too many seagulls. Those seagulls are carrying after some eggs. Seagull eggs are apparently pretty tasty. Ever eaten one before, Ashley? Me? No, why would you even ask? Wait, you're not. Nuh-uh, you can't. Not on my watch. Chill, I'm just messing with you. Anyway, this doesn't look like the nest we're looking for, so let's head to the next spot. Sure didn't sound like you were joking to me. Okay, well, we'll just follow this current back around because this is the only other spot we have. Let's see if we can get some of our mana acceleration recharged. I think we can follow this path, though. I don't think, yeah, we don't have to fight this current.
Sandy here is gonna be A-okay.
Come here. And right over here is our final spot to look at. Was this one the whole time? No, that's 2. What about this one? Oh. Rescued seagull suddenly spread its wings and leaps from Ashley's arms to fly to its nest. Okay, I guess I was wrong. It flew? I thought it wasn't ready yet. Oh, it's their baby. Either way, seems we managed to bring it back in one piece.
Lovely.
I'm glad its wings are feeling better. Now it's safely reunited with its family. Looking around again, there sure are a lot of seagull nests in this area, huh? That's because they flock together and build them in groups by nature. Do you think those seagulls travel over to Karnak too? Karnak's a walk in the park. They apparently spread their winters over in Africa. Where's Africa? A continent way, way south on the other side of the area. It's at war with the Roman Empire right now, though. What? Isn't that like crazy far away? Yep, crazy far away. Even by boat, it'd probably take a few days to reach. A few days? By boat? That's insane. What are you looking at me for? I don't really know much about marine life, but it turns out expanding your horizons opens your eyes to all sorts of new things. Was just thinking I've got you to thank for that, Ashley. All I did was help a seagull. You didn't have jack to do with it. Your face is bright red, Ashley. Someone's embarrassed. Oh, stuff a sock in it. Don't go thinking this means I've forgiven you, townsies. Ashley, remember what I said? You're not the type to go down my road. Turning back's still an option. Rafe. Oh, I get it. In that case, seems he's taking a step closer to thawing the ice. He's trying to change his ways. Looks like it. He's still a stinking brat, though. And that brings Nest of Kin to a close. The Sea Life's location was added as a travel point. Here, a little something to say thanks. I heard you guys are collecting all sorts of different knickknacks, so I made this by fixing up an abandoned seagull nest. Maybe you could shake things up and wear it on your head? That'd be fun, right? We get the Gull's Nest head topper. Thanks, Ashley. It's an attachment. And our contribution value increases by 100. And with that, guys, that is all the optional stuff we can do before storming our next fortress over here on Deviger Coast. I guess it's just called the Sea Fortress. So, in the next episode, we'll go ahead and work with the Balta Sea Force to storm the Sea Fortress. I will see you guys then.